So the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area has entities which include the capital city, Kampala Capital City, KCCA, and then the local governments of Wakiso, Mpigi, and Mukono district local governments, and other respective municipalities within the district. That is Mukono municipality, Nansana, Chira, Machinde Sabagabo, and the Entebbe municipality. So further in 2020, Cabinet expanded on the mandate of the ministry, and it gave the ministry powers to coordinate the Greater Kampala Economic Development Strategy, looking at the 10-year strategy, 2020-2030, which mainly focuses on 1, competitive economic infrastructure, environmental conservation and protection, business support to transform the informal sector, the youth, and economic cluster growth. 4, a unique center for tourism. And 5, effective city and local governance service delivery. So in implementing those mandates as given by Cabinet, the ministry has registered the following achievements. 1, physical planning. The ministry is in the final stages of developing what we call a Greater Kampala Development Master Plan with the support from JICA, the Japan International Corporation, and the plan focuses on 1, A, urban spatial structure, B, transport and land use, C, we focus on environment, conservation, wetland, drainage and land use, D, electricity, water supply, and solid waste management for future urban development, and E, local level development detailed plans. So mandate number 2, coordination of the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Urban Development Program. The ministry, with support from the World Bank, developed a Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Urban Development Program, which again focuses on mobility, improvement of mobility and accessibility, environment conservation and resilience, job and wealth creation, and institutional strengthening for capacity enhancement of entities in the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area. I've already told you the entities. We have KCCA and other 8 entities. So the implementation progress is at feasibility and design studies, while government approval process is at parliamentary level. Cabinet has done its job, so the program now is at parliamentary level, and sooner or later we shall come back to you in a few months' time from now to unveil the entire program to the public for support. So, mandate number 3, the ministry is carried out continuous monitoring of government programs in the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area, and this focuses on strategies of market management, development of a solid waste management strategy with the support from the Green Global Growth Initiative, monitoring and mobilizing for PDM, policy development model implementation, and also overseeing the implementation of the EMIOGA program. All these 2 are just socio-economic transformation programs. Of course, like any other entity, the ministry has also suffered from now which we may turn into a normal song, of the inadequate development budget. And in our recommendation, we are saying government should provide the necessary funds to ensure we have smooth implementation of the program. Having taken through the preambles and the mandates as given and drawn from both the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, the KCCA Act, and then the National Development Plan 3 and the Manifesto, allow me, Mr. Director and the team, to go to the gist of the day, to start accounting for exactly what we're supposed to do in the Manifesto year 2021-26. So the NRM Manifesto pledges for the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area 2021-26 are as follows. For KCCA, 1, solve the problem of traffic and congestion by using a rapid bus transport system, light rail systems, flyovers, development of pedestrian, border and bus lanes. 2, increase the budget for roads and other infrastructure projects within the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area to improve connectivity and overall urban development. 3, rehabilitation of the existing paved roads in the area. 4, construction of 4 street bridges, 3 for pedestrians and 1 key bridge for vehicles. Continue. Next, reconfigure and also signalize several junctions in the city, and the focus was mainly Natete, Nakawa, Wandegea, Jinja Road, Lugogo Bypass, Upper Koro, Lugogo Bypass Nagulu Road, and Upper Koro again, Wampeo, Makerere Hill Road, Yusuf Rure Road, that is at Fairwell Hotel Junction, and Hoima Road, that is Bakuri Junction, Nakurabye, Kasubi, and others. 6, the manifesto also pledged to implement projects to improve drainage in Lubaga Division, Central Division, Machi India Division, and in Akawa Division. 7, street lighting in Kampala. As I've told you, the Greater Kampala, the Urban Development Program has come up with an estimation of about 150,000 street lights. Kampala alone takes about 40,000, and then the rest will go in the other areas. So building of markets and revenue collection. Then in areas of Wachiso, again the manifesto pledged, in addition to what the Minister of Works will tell you, at least these are focused mainly for us, tarmacking of 50.7 kilometers of various connecting roads, and in addition, upgrading roads which are key in connectivity and accessibility to the city. So far, these roads will include, among others, Chitezi Chiti, Boambo Kongo Road, Sentema Kachiri Road, Bujuko Katende, Buloba Nsanji, Nansana Nweru, and Chitende Chitovu Sisa, among others. Having been given the tasks to implement and to improve, in addition to the other aspects of health and other social services, so far, our role as a ministry, as a city, our implementation progress stands as follows. On aspect number 1, solve the problem of traffic and congestion by using a rapid bus transit system, light rail systems, flyover, development of pedestrian and border and bus lanes. By and large, the rapid bus system, transit system is still in the designs and studies. Light rail, we've just signed a memorandum of understanding for the study. And then the development of pedestrian lanes, yes, are being developed, as you will see just soon on the new roads we've constructed. We still lack the border and the bus lanes. Those are still under study so that we can come up with a more implementable issue. Further on that one, again, we still solve the problem of traffic. The flyover. In Kampala, working with UNRA, we're implementing a phase 1 of the Kampala flyover, a first of its kind in the country. And this will stretch from Clock Tower to Chitgumu House, and also during of Mukwan Road. This one has reached 85%. The implementation progress is at 85%, and we believe sooner or later it will be handed over to government and to the public for use. So this project is financed by Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA. On aspect number 2, increase the budget for the roads and other infrastructure projects within the Greater Kampala to improve connectivity and overall urban development. The budgets here can be categorized into 3. We have the GOU budget for development, where in the last 3 years, 2021, we had 64.9 billion. 2022-23, we had 78.2 billion. And in 2023-24, we suffered a shock and only provided, as in terms of IPF, 10 billion. Uganda Road Fund has lived to the theme of no change. We've been static at 26.8 billion since 2021 to date. However, efforts are being done, a lot of discussions are ongoing so that we address the problem here. Then the external financing, we're seeing a lot of change and improvement. In the year 2021-22, it was 283 billion. 22-23, 139 billion. Then this year, a provision of 119 billion has been given. Needless to say, this year more funds have been secured. You are all aware of the ADB loan of the $280 million, which is planned to help us improve and upgrade roads measuring to almost 85 kilometers against our target of 137 kilometers in the city. Then the plan, which is in the process of approval, is about $600 million. And here we are targeting over 331 kilometers of roads in the Greater Kampala metropolitan area, of which a bigger percentage of the roads will be done in the city. So we are not worried on that. Then rehabilitation of the existing roads had a target of 90 kilometers. And so far so good. KCCA has upgraded and reconstructed 13.3 kilometers of GOU funded roads in this manifesto year 2021-26. The roads are: 1, the construction of Nabulagara Road, This is more of a tourist road in Rubaga Division. Upgrading of St. Peter's Church Road, Kanyanya, in Kawempe Division. Upgrading of Bajabe Link in Central Division. Reconstruction of Manga 2 Road in Central Division. Reconstruction of Mutungo Tanka Road in Nakawa Division. Reconstruction of walkways on Mutungo Nakawa Road in Nakawa Division. Reconstruction of Ntinda 2 Road in Nakawa Division. Reconstruction of Naguru Valley in Nakawa Division. Upgrading of Robel Road in Bukoto. Reconstruction of Kabalega Cross in Nakawa. Upgrading of Misaga Road in Nakawa. Upgrading of George Chimbowa Road in Kawempe. Reconstruction of Naguru Cross in Nakawa. Upgrading of Radio Station Road in Machindye. And upgrading of Kasenya Road in Machindye. These are totaling to 13.3 kilometers using the other money government gives us, GOU. In the same spirit, the government has also completed 14.9 kilometers in the following areas. Reconstruction of Rubiri Ring Road, that is in Nakawa Division, Rubaga Division. Upgrade of Zadoch Rastorukoma Road in Kawempe Division. This one is going to connect to the other road I was talking about of Chitezi Atinamere, Chitezi Chiti. Upgrading of Kayanja Road in Rubaga. Upgrading of Chizanyiro Road in Kawempe. Reconstruction of Mulago Cancer Institute Road and Nyayemuka Road in Kawempe. Upgrading of St. John Church Road in Kanyanya. Upgrading of Malinga Road in Central Division. Upgrading of Katuso Road in Machindye. Reconstruction of Natasha Road in Nakawa. Upgrading of Misaga Road. These ones on average, the construction work is at 80%. So remaining with the final touches and making walkways, because we remember the manifesto directed us to provide bus pedestrian lanes and motorcycle lanes. We shall explain why we've not done the motorcycle lanes yet. Rehabilitation still on the number 3, mandate number 3 of existing paved roads, which brings on the issues of both traffic junctions and then the new road. Here, using with the funding from the World Bank, the government or the city has finished reconstructing 24 kilometers of road and signalizing 13 traffic junctions under Kidipu 2. And these are during of Johnny Babiha Avenue. This is the former Acacia Road in Central Division. Construction of Nakawa Ntinda Road in Nakawa Division, the notorious stretcher. Tamaking of Kurambiro Ring Road and Nigeria Spa in Nakawa Division. Tamaking of Kabusubunamwaya Reza Road. This one connects between Rubaga and parts of Wachiso, I think much in the Sabagabo. Reconstruction of Lukuli Road. This included signalization of the Lukuli, Namasole, Kayemba Junction. And I think you can observe those pictures of those two roads, Nakawa Ntinda, Lukuli, then the Kurambiro Ring Road, those heavy settlements, and Nakawa Division. One of the objectives of why we are taking roads, especially this one, in the Kurambiro, time and again people have complained to me saying, Honorable, we are not going to pay you property tax. when you ask why, we no longer have tenants. When you ask why, they say impassable roads. And remember, the 9th mandate or objective or target for manifesto in the city was to increase revenue collection. So the only way to do it is you provide the enabling environment. Once you give the enablers, people will not have excuses. And indeed, I will show you how they have responded in return for what government has provided for them in those areas. So construction of the street bridges, mandate number 4 for pedestrians and 1 key bridge. We still have the construction of steel bridges has been scoped under the annuity roads project to be financed by a new project called UK Export Financing Credit Facility. So we are in the studies, feasibilities, and the first draft have been shared, and we gave them comment, so we are waiting for the final report, and we shall embark on this one. So, manifesto pledge number 5, they reconfigure and also signalize several junctions in the city, which included Natete, Nakawa, Wandegea, Jinja Road, Rugogo Bypass, Upper Kololo, Rugogo, Naguru, Wampewu, Makerere Hill, Yusuf Lule, etc. So, progress so far, the 21 junctions that have been signalized are functional, and one is Natete. Those who use that road, you can testify. Nakawa, Wandegea, Jinja Road, Lugogo Bypass, Napa Kololo, Lugogo Bypass, Naguru, and Upper Kololo Wampewo. 3 junctions along Makerere Hill Road, that is starting with Makerere as you enter the main gate, then down there where you call at Baptism Church, then in Akrabi. And 3 junctions along Chira Road, 1 junction Bwaise, Mambre, along Bombo Road, then junctions along Hoima Road, Bakuli. Those who use that road, I think you can see, and those are the pictures you're seeing there, the one of Chira, the one of Bwaise, and both in comparison what it was before and how it looks now. The one at Jinja Road, Lugogo, then the 2 pedestrian crossings were installed along Makerere Hill Road. I think that is the junction. Next. Again, on this stretch item of signalizing several junctions, KCC under GICA support project is also reconfiguring and signalization of 27 junctions across the city. And 2, it has undertaken the construction of a traffic control center at City Hall, a 3-level structure with a gross floor area totaling to 2,439 square meters. So those junctions are, go next to the junctions. I think you can read, but I believe I can trust my eyes these days. We have Spiamuto, we have Katalima, we have Nachewa, we have Jinja, we have we have Kampala Road, Entebbe Road, the Square, Nassau Road, Renzori Court, around Sheraton, Grand Imperial, which most of you know, Equatorio, near Watoto, Luthri Avenue, Makerere Road, Chagwe Road, Bombo Road, Bombo, Kobiri, Mochare at Mulago, then Mulago Junction is off, Kampala Road at Duster Street, City Square, Buganda Road, Wandegea, Kamocha, Chisemiti City 1 and 2, Kampala Road at King George, then China Road. So all those junctions were trying to remove the so-called old model roundabouts to now signalized controlled junctions. Project item number 6, implement projects to improve drainage in those 4 divisions, that's Lubaga Central Division, Machindi, and Nakawa divisions. And so far, the agency has completed works on 32 drainage channels, which included improvement works in Nakasero, drainage channels from Chira Road to Chitante Channel, Chifumbira Channel in Central Division, Kazo Angola 2 Parish, and Kanyanya Channel in Kawembe. These are measured in terms of kilometers, meters, that's the length. Some are like Nambani is 43, 92, 647. This one of Kawembe 250, Chinonya Masana Lubaga 132, drainage improvement in Narukolongo 374 meters, Chigaga Channel in Natete 155 meters, Lubia Nabulagara Village 520 meters, drainage channel in Big C Channel in Kawala 382 kilometers, improvement works for Naja 2 Channel Ndeba 275 meters, Kamanya Roadside Channel was 718 meters, drainage improvement of works Mapera Zone Chiimba, that is 586 meters, Kabowa Nakurabye Chiwunya 150 meters, Kawala Kulosanja Road, Agre and Lunguja Channel 1035 meters, Road Mutundwe section and Chitebi Channel, SS Channel 395 meters, Mutundwe 2 Parish and Juchi Channel 95 meters, works on Makamba Road 240 meters, drainage channel in Lubuga Ring Road in Machindi 188, Sheikh Abdul Rubega Road and Muanga Machindi 700 meters, completion of Chibati Box Culvert Channel Machindi 185 meters. I think this is one of the best channels because it was really claiming a lot of lives. Drainage channel in water pump Lukuli 585 meters. Festility Ziri Road, drainage channel to Naguru Culvert Crossing 322 meters. Transformer roadside, Aripo Community Bridge 521 meters. Botabika Blacker Street construction of the 2 box culverts 390 meters. Kanyanko Faith Community 233 meters. Botabika Bina Pima Roads drainage channel 390. Drainage channel improvement in Ntinda Vocational Institute 302. Sekalaria Road channel 352 meters. Drainage improvement on Kasokoso Bridge. You know this one connects to Chira. Then Musaja Alumba Box Culvert and the Mensach community in Kawempe. Then in Sibambi Channel Crossing in Bulenga. In Buland, in the Rubaga Division. So all that has been done as per the mandate. Again, on mandate number 6, improvement of channels, there are ongoing works which are nearing completion on average of 85%, and these are also construction of channels on Olubia Zone 7, Nakulabye Chiyaye drainage channel, then construction of Chinawataka, Kanana Palm Village, Butabika, Box Culvert, at 94%, and then construction of drainage crossing at Isoba Channel in Kawempe. So on mandate pledge number 7, street lighting, Kampala street lighting project. KCCA completed the feasibility study and master plan for the Kampala street lighting with support from Agency for Finance Development, and also KCCA continues to maintain the 5,400 street lights across the city, upgraded 2,000 high pressure mercury vapor to energy efficient LEDs, and upgraded solar lighting system technology, 350 lights along Jinja Road, Kampala Road, Speak Road, and City Square. Like I said, our target is 42,000, and we're doing what it takes to ensure we maintain the existing one as we look for the new ones. Now that the plan is done, so we can outsource funds and we do the implementation. What is remaining is the implementation. But the beauty is all these roads you see, we are constructing the 85 kilometers, and then the other kilometers which are coming on board, it's a full package. Streetlights are inclusive. On manifesto item number 8, the development of markets, KCCA has commenced the construction of phase 2 for Chitintale market, which will house over 2,000 vendors. That is also in the bid to provide workspaces for our people, and also is in the process of identifying land. Actually, they have identified land, 222 for each division, and plans are underway to construct 10 markets in the cities, 222 for each division. And that is the artistic impression of the Chitintale market currently under construction. And also the Sega market has been completed and handed over to KCCA, and we estimate to house over 2,000 vendors. What is remaining is the external facilities, that is parking and other facilities, so that our vendors can enter the market. Further on the development of markets, KCCA has taken over management of 15 city markets. That is Chiswa, Luzira, Bugolobi, Namuongo 1, Namuongo 2, Kamocha, City Abattoir, Kasubi Market, Usafi Market, Nakasero Market, Nakawa Market, Bukoto, Usega, Nakasero, Owino, and Wandegea Market. All this, the intention is to improve service delivery and also provision of workspaces for our people in the city. On pledge item number 9, revenue collection. In the financial year 2021, on the birth of the manifesto, KCCA registered the highest revenue collection of 93.24 billion Uganda shillings in its history, and a revenue growth of 16%. So over the 9 months of this calendar year and in the financial year 2022-23, that is July 22 to March 23, total collection were 78.79 billion Uganda shillings, which is 103.7% performance against the target of 77 billion. I think now you can agree with me that the more we open up roads, the more we construct roads in these settlement areas, people are willing to give in and to pay for the services. Now that table shows the trend on how we've been growing in terms of revenue collection, what has been realized against target. July-September quarter 1, 2023, we expected to collect 24 0.7 billion, we collected 24.6, which was 99.5%. October, December, the same year, Q2, we expected to collect 24.5, we collected 25.4 billion, which was the one we're talking about, 103%. Half year, we expected to collect 49 billion, 49.3 billion, we've collected 50 billion, which is 101% of performance in terms of target performance. January to March, Q3 2023, we expected our target was 27.8 billion, and we collected 29.9, about 30 billion, which accounts for 107.6%. Now, the total 9 months, our target was 77.1 billion, but instead we collected 79.98, about 80 billion, with overall performance in 9 months of 103.78%. However, as we've struggled to implement the manifesto pledges and vis-a-vis other requirements which are routine in nature, like social services, like health, education, and others, of course we've encountered challenges as a city, as a ministry. And first, it was inadequate financing for key infrastructure and city maintenance programs. I think you heard me saying, in terms of revenue, in terms of budgetary allocations, we've been having a constant allocation of 26.81 billion from Uganda Road Fund, and this is very key in the maintenance agendas and programs for the city, especially on the roads. And then in the developments, we've been having a downward trend from 68, 78 to now 10 billion. So too, we've also experienced old and depleted buildings, schools, and health infrastructure, which requires a lot of money to maintain. Again, this one takes us back to challenge number 1. Without those development budgets, we are a bit handicapped in providing, especially in the side of social services, to our people. Then 3, vandalism of the public infrastructure, especially the road infrastructure. Uganda, and especially in the city, but as a whole, because I know UNRWA is also suffering the same. It is the only country where people are allergic to signs and directions on the road. They prefer calling each other and say, move like this, you reach a big tree, you turn left, turn right. But we've reached a level, we are in the global world, where you only need a signpost, they tell you kilometers, you put on your Google and you move. But sometimes you fail even to tell the road, because the road infrastructure is ever taken by malicious and low-thinking Ugandans. 4, negative behavior towards solid waste management. Again, Uganda is a country where people are not allergic to cleanliness and smartness. Where there is a smartness, that is a bit not welcome. You find someone is driving a V8, very expensive. He has put on a smart suit, like a mine here, drinks water and just dumps. It's a rienvu, and so we struggle. All this ends up into clogging our drainage channels and eventually results into floods and other hazards. So we still have a problem of solid waste management, including open disposal, which is an old kind of practice in the new world. So challenge number 5, congestion in the city as a result of increase of private cars. Again, in Uganda is the only country where someone's social status is measured on the number of cars you drive, how many cars are parked in your compound, and using a bus or a public transport is a low class. So every day we receive more than 1 million vehicles in the city, if not 2. Almost is equivalent to the number of people who come in the city. And everyone wants to drive to show off that I'm rich. Yet other people, wealth is on other income generating assets. So we still have this problem, including parking. That's why we have street parking, which is also old-fashioned. We don't have parking space because of land. Much as cases says desirous to provide parking spaces, but it needs again to look for money to buy, so that those who drive in the city can be helped where to park. So the congestion is still a problem, and that's why we are designing the other program, the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Urban Development Program, with an objective of decongesting the city and then provide connectivity. The change number 6 is inadequate legal framework for revenue generation. Self-explanatory. Cases cannot collect outdoor advertising fees and market rent and dues from vendors because of absence of enabling law. But I thank the Fountain of Honor, at least he has hoped, is soon giving us at least a law on markets, and then we struggle on outdoor advert. We lose a lot of money in the outdoor adverts. All those buildings you see in the city, they are just on laissez-faire, free ride. But sooner or later, I will make them pay, no problem. So, amidst these challenges, of course, we've not kept quiet. We've come up with some bit of proposals and solutions to some of them, which we can manage, and then others, we can pass them over. One is solid waste management. Cases is implementing the executive order regarding the waste management. There is also, let me take this opportunity to inform you that we have a litter ordinance in the city. So right now we are educating the masses about it. We are going to arrest you. That one I need to be open. And once you fall prey or a victim to this, don't complain. We'll be doing it in the spirit and in the spirit of making our city a riverboat city. Because all your actions have a direct implications on either floods or poor roads or aspects of climate change. And I think these days you've seen how you can't cheat nature. So the law is there, Ordinance of 2019 or 2020. Now we are educating the masses. So upon finishing up the planned period of educating the masses, we shall start enforcing it. We are going to implement the executive order. We are going to implement we shall put in place the waste bins, skips in a more affordable distances, so that at least you have a place to dump in your waste. And I appeal to the masses, I appeal to the people of Kampala especially, please, wherever you say skip, just park your vehicle, drop your waste and move on. And so it is a good practice to have those waste bins in your car, small ones, so that if you don't have enough time, or if you are in a hurry, whatever you use in your car, put them in a dustbin within your vehicle, find a skip. Please, you empty for free. We are not going to charge you to empty your bins. Please empty for free and continue your journey, but don't damage our environment. So, upon completion of the sensitization and awareness creation, please, we shall pick you. And since you are aware, we still have enough rooms both in Ruzira and Chitaria and Chigo. So we shall take you where we feel you can be in good faith and to help you teach others. On the issue of the roads, we are fast tracking the implementation of the GKMA Urban Development Program, like I said, where as Kampala alone, we are looking for about between 70 to 100 kilometers of the other target of 330 kilometers. And then so we still have the Kampala, the Kidipo program of the 69 kilometers, which has also been revised to 85 kilometers, including the connectivity roads, like that important road of Mperere-Chiti, and exploring other avenues to ensure that we have a total revamping and maintenance of all roads in the city. On the issue of revenue collection, we also have a proposal for fast track the ordinance of increasing the outdoor advertising and also expanding on other sources of revenue to enable mobilizing and collecting more revenue. The more revenue we collect, the more is returned to us, and then we do social services and especially roads and other areas. On market development, we've obtained financing to purchase land for more markets. Like I said, our target is to have 2 more new markets in each division. The details we shall communicate at a certain time, TO, by next year's manifesto week. We'll be able to give accountability on all these aspects and also on the way forward, on the progress of our proposals to address the challenges which are hindering the smooth implementation of our manifesto. So as I conclude, I thank you very much for coming, and this is the first tracking of the program we are talking about, and we've been advised by Cabinet. Director, come here. Have you ever seen this? You come and enjoy. Be there, and we show the people. So, yes. So, when you look at, now look at this, man also. You want me to shout like those ones in the hills. So when you look at our manifesto, you find that the manifesto was providing for 137 kilometers, Kampala, new roads. Then the 90 kilometers, paved roads. Then the other drainages. So on 137, so far so good. We are like almost at 85% because 85 kilometers are under construction. So we shall, of course, through other interventions, we are going to do the remaining about 52 kilometers. And then we conclude on that. But in the Greater Kampala Metropolitan, we are looking at almost 300 kilometers. And this is a plan to do the 300 kilometers. However, Cabinet has further advised us. For Kampala, we do what we call a campus strategy to address the problems of the roads. And the campus strategy is going to address the 3 issues: connectivity, accessibility, and then revenue collection. So all these roads you see are the roads to be done under the program, which is yet to go to Parliament, I think this month, and by July you shall be able to move. So that one pledge I need to inform the public that as far as Kampala Ministry and Kampala Capital City is concerned, Mr. Director, we are committed in fulfilling all the pledges of 2021-26 manifesto. And I believe by the dot of 12th May in 2026, we would have addressed all the 9 major pledges, plus the others which are routine in nature, social services and so on. So this is going to be the road outlook, but of course other aspects will be addressed, like job creation, environment conservation, and others. But mainly the focus is on roads. Then the other program we talked about will be We shall be displaying it soon. We shall be communicating on it. It's going to address now the maintenance aspects of the city roads, which we believe is also a headache, much as we are moving forward. So we need also to ensure that where we come from, we take charge and control the aspects. So this is where we are. Indeed, I believe we can now embrace, say, we are securing our future in the city and the greater Kampala metropolitan area. I thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me. So, Mr. Director, better. Okay.
Thank you very much. You know, today I am here in a different capacity.
Oh.
to see whether what you are presenting is in line with what we are saying. So thank you very much. Can I also take the pleasure to introduce the Executive Director, Kampala City Authority? Yes, Dorothy Chisaka, she's here with us. Thank you for coming. Let's put our hands together and we clap for the Honorable Minister and his presentation on the progress. Honorable Minister and your team, we want to thank you for the efforts that have been put in the contract to make sure that, you know, when you look at the first of all, these are just 2 years into the term, the transitional arrangements of planning and the respect of and the other issues, and then the post-COVID effects, the resource issues. I think this is a job well done on behalf of the entity. There are so many issues you have touched, but I think there are issues that are also very central that needs to be addressed so that we can be able to appreciate these quick wins. I think the traffic in the city is still a big issue. Now, I'm now going to talk as a monitor who wants to share my observations with you before I open the discussion to the public. I will say that the traffic in the city is still a mess, and like you rightly observed, we still have also the challenge of borders. I never heard you talk about them and how you want to include them in your traffic management arrangements. I don't know why you don't impose levies on people who want to bring their private vehicles into the CBD so that you can now use it as another revenue generation. If I want to bring my 3 cars to the CBD, I pay so that it can also check the levels of that luxury living, but also can also maybe create a culture of where people start using public means. Of late, of course, our capital city has been blackmailed with a lot of potholes on the social media. I hope this message that has been given here brings back hope to the citizens and the country, that the government and the relevant agencies responsible for the development and management of the city is not sleeping, and it really wants to make our city smart. Challenges of waste management and drainages, we want to salute the efforts that have been made, and I think we still have a way to go. When this capital city experiences rainfalls, we have seen some stagnation. Transport doesn't move because of the floods, and largely caused by failure by the water to be drained through. So we salute the efforts and we pray that resources will be availed and this problem is solved. We still have the dark corners of this capital city where you can't be comfortable to be, even within the CBD. We still have areas which are still dark and posing security to the citizens as they should be enjoying their city at night. revenue collection, we want to salute the efforts, but do you spend at source or you first send it to the treasury? First. I think you better you better discuss with the PSST so that this revenue can be spent at source, that it gives you extra capacity to manage these challenges. Otherwise, on behalf of the manifesto unit, we want to thank the Honorable Minister and the ED for the efforts being put into making sure that the social contract we have with our people is done. One of the challenges you raised, which I also didn't see, I don't know whether you have no issues of politicization of government programs within this city. I don't know why you are shy to talk about it. If it's a challenge, let's talk about it, that we are not able to deliver on this because we have this issue failing us. I think we are here as Ugandans, we have to be open about these matters if we want to move forward. And then also the land tenure system. I don't know whether it is not affecting you also, since most of these are key and heavy infrastructure projects. I can see you are trying to talk about the light rails in the city, the trams, tram routes. You will not achieve this if maybe some of these issues of land acquisition and land tenure system. If you go through Katwe, find that we still have a place like Katwe in the city, which we can't change simply because of the land tenure system and many other areas within the town. I think to me it is a critical issue we need to talk about, and then if we are to deal with land reforms, it should also be dealt in line with how it can also help us to make our city look better. Now I want to open the discussion to you, members of the media and the public, so that we can share your observations, thoughts, and questions on how the city and the ministry are faring as far as the contract in the manifesto is concerned. I see two hands behind there. Honorable Minister, you will be responsible for answering, but you are also at liberty to invite any of your technical teams to complement your answers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. My name is Innocent Pariza. I'm a journalist, a freelance journalist. I have an online platform and platform called Current News Uganda. My question goes to mostly the ED. Madam ED, we see that ever since you took leadership of the city, there seems to be, as if that city, wherever you pass, grass has overgrown the roads, the pavements. It's been raining and there's a lot of potholes over the city. Should we move that way? Who's responsible? Who has failed to do their work? Thank you so much.
Next.
Thank you so much, Mr. Director. Also, my goes to the ED, a principal responsible city. Yeah, I look at the markets the Honorable has just talked about. When we put them to plans, do we also look at the infrastructures that are next to those markets? Two, do we look at the parking sites and offloading sites on those markets? Why have I brought this? Look at all the markets that are on the major roads, Moscow, the express side, the old interior road, and look at the roads leading to the city, bringing tourists to the country. Do we look at plans before designing these markets or structures? Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yes, feel free. Why are you like this? Huh? Yeah. Why are you like this? Do you want us or you don't want us? Please give her the microphone and then you express your thoughts.
Good afternoon. I'm called Sarah Naturoma. I work with ABC Radio. I would like to know about the garbage skips you are planning and the littering in the city. Have you considered to sort this garbage, because even sorting garbage is an issue, or we are going to stop and dump whatever we have without even looking at the sorting part of it?
Okay.
Yes, I'm called Nelson Keeper. I work with the New Vision. One of my questions is about inadequate funding, Honorable Minister, more especially key infrastructure projects. If you are to meet the target, if you are to meet projections, you want like how much from government? Then another question was about, I'm forgetting, but you answered that one. I think I'll remember. Thank you.
Okay, I hope you will have time to ask it. I think we seem to be done. Honorable Minister, now I want to return the opportunity to you. Somebody else there? Okay. Please raise your hands uprightly so that I can be able to see you. I don't want to deny you your democratic right to know what is happening in your city.
Thank you so much. Otima is my name. I work with the African Youth Development League. Honorable Minister, in the morning we had a presentation from the Ministry of Water and Environment. And one of the things we were talking about is the air pollution. In your presentation, with the knowledge that Kampala City has greatly improved the NMT and the non-motorized transport system line and within the metropolitan area. But I didn't hear you speak about it because it has a linkage to both pollution and also the congestion in the city. Honorable Minister, the question that I asked is what is the strategic framework for expansion of this NMT policy across the metropolitan area? Thank you.
Thank you. Now you have remembered? Okay. So, let's finish with that side.
Katumba, journalist, to the executive director, I'm asking about the plan for the street kids. Initially, there was a strategy, and I feel like it didn't work out. Are you coming up with a better strategy? The possibly it failed out.
That one, thank you. Let's keep focus on the manifesto issues. It's very good. It's a good observation and question, but the ED is always here in the city hall. You are at liberty to go and raise these issues. This is not to gag you, but I would like us to concentrate on the manifesto presentation so that we get the right answers as far as the contract is concerned.
Madam ED, forgotten one as related to the first presentation that was there in the morning. I would wish to ask, do you at times have seats with NEMA during the planning sessions? Like in the morning sessions, we had a plan when the video of NEMA was saying that, for example, like Mr. Mandela would say that about degradation of this one. At times, do you advise those people before implementing those infrastructures?
Okay, I would have also referred you to like him, but let me allow you for this chance. So you have now somebody there from New Vision, and we want to conclude so that you go. We give you enough time to go and inform Ugandans how the city is doing.
Yes, ma'am. My question is about the issue of revenue collection. we are seeing an upward trajectory in revenue collection. But you're not telling us clearly where is this coming from. Is there more sources of tax revenue? What is happening? Then another concern for city dwellers, it is the security situation in the city. It is as if issues to do with security, people, crime gangs everywhere, breaking people's businesses, they are breaking into people's homes. And it should be part of, I think, manifesto implementation security. Therefore, Honorable Minister, what is the take of KCCA when it comes to that? Thank you.
That one, if you are still with us, tomorrow we shall be having the Ministry of Defense, which will be dealing with the security sector. And so it's important that you bring this issue. But I know that they have talked about street lighting, and maybe they are also going to deal with potholes, which slows down, maybe, which gives opportunity for certain people who want to behave funnily. I would like KCC to concentrate on its core mandate by telling us how far they have gone on that very core mandate. Security, tomorrow, the people who are responsible will be here to explain to the country how we are doing in that area. So, the minister can touch it, but you know, when you are here, I must also protect you. Is it not so, Honorable Minister? Very good. Okay, so I want to hand over to you now and then you will respond. Thank you.
Can I be here? Okay. Okay, no problem, no problem. Thank you very much, members, and thank you, Director, and also for the guidance. Actually, the good thing I have my technical team, technical one, then technicals, directors of infrastructure, the engineering, then public health, so they will start sorting out who is going to answer what. But on the issue of security, our role stops in providing the enabling environment, because ours is strictly street lights, which I told you in the process, and maintain these ones which are in existence, and then providing new so that we can close the gap, because the plan is to have 40,000. If all roads can be lit, the better, of the entire 2,100 kilometers. However, because once you do that, we can provide both the night economy and then also lights. Then the other team will come and talk about the security, both in Ministry of Defense and Internal Affairs. You know, we have police, we have CCTV cameras. Again, they have somehow a relationship with that, correlation with us, because we need to put up lights to enable their resolutions. So for us, that's where we shall end. The rest, you will allow us, we leave it so that we confine on our mandates a bit, and then we address. The issue of garbage, good enough we have the Executive Director and the Director of Public Health is going to elaborate more on this. But so far so good, and the plan in place and also the partners we want to deal with would love to have garbage sorted at source. Actually, if garbage is sorted at source, it isn't the work one of the collector and then the recyclers. Because at the end of the day, the end point is recycling now, other than open dumping. But at least if you separate the decomposables from non-decomposables, the recyclables, and from non-recyclables, breakables, so we can be able to ease in the work. But the rest, I will ask my technical teams to expand on that. Yes, markets still, let me talk about markets in the metropolitan areas and where we want. True. When we design for the markets and for the infrastructure, is guided by the physical planning, the physical plans of the area. But because we've not been having an effective law, the market law, remember we are repealing the law of 1942. So this law, there is a section in it talking about the places gazetted for a market, and strictly you must trade within those given places, not the laissez-faire kind of where everyone wakes up in the morning and says, let me put a stall, and then another joins, then becomes a market. So once we get this law, which I believe is about to be signed, because the president raised concerns and we addressed them, and last week he promised he's going to work on it. So we'll be able to inform the masses and the public about those specificities and areas we call a market. Indeed, when you come in the city, the problem is now not EDs. You know, sometimes she gets bombarded with issues which are beyond her mandate and areas of jurisdiction. From Entebbe Road, the city starts here at Namasuba, almost. No, Namasuba actually is the other side, just a few kilometers away from here. But everyone accuses her of areas of Namland and Chisubi. They say, ED, you've not addressed those problems. These are not beyond, actually these areas are beyond hers. But as a ministry, we take charge. So we'll be communicating effectively. Then, slightly, there's a question, who has failed to do his work? No one has failed to do the work. But of course, I will ask the ED to elaborate on this. No one has failed to do the work. But sometimes you need to put yourself in a person's shoes. And also you need to become fair. And you know, as the saying goes, once you point to someone, the rest of the fingers are saying, please, what have you done? Certain things needs a certain support. So if this support is not there, of course, someone may blame you for not doing the work. But as a supervisor, I'm happy that whatever resources, as small as they are, at least have been put in good use to address the problem of potholes. Let me inform the public. Kampala alone has got 13,500 square meters of potholes, plus other 33,705 square meters of sectional repairs. If you went into proper computations, you need almost 24 billion to address the problem. So whatever little we flows in addresses it. Now almost out of the 13,500 square meters, almost 4,000 has been addressed with the 6 billion we got, minus touching the other areas which are bigger, which requires at least a massive kind of investment, material to address. Now, if you don't provide the 24 billion to the ED, whether she's an angel, she may not implement. But anyway, the rest she'll talk about it. Then to his question, how much do you think? Kampala's got a strategic plan, which was estimated to almost cost, and it came up almost the same time, 2020. And it's estimated at a cost of 7 trillion Uganda shillings, about 3 billions or 2 billions United States gold dollars. So if you itemize this annually, you'll find that a minimum, if we got 1 trillion, it makes sense. But you also need to be fair. The entire country needs to move. Other issues are demanding. We can't say, give us 1 trillion every time. If we got development budget to a tune of 500 billion, then some issues just cheap and simple, would address all these issues of potholes, roads, and so on and so forth. Because I'm pretty sure every year if we go to this for just next 3 years, I will not say it may be enough, but at least it can take us to almost 85% of our infrastructure requirements. Actually, we would have surpassed the manifesto pledge if we got it. 2, the worst case scenario, if we got just 200, at least we can present something like a 45%. And I know 45% of the requirements of the roads in the city means a lot. About 80 kilometers, 800 kilometers. So if we could work on that only 1 year, 2 to 3 years, the next 3 years will be good to go. Indeed, on the other issue, the rest I will leave it with the EDs and the technical team to talk about this. So that's how the problem of funding comes in. But at this moment, we shouldn't blame anybody. We all know where we are coming from. And the entire world is struggling because of the 2 years of lockdown of COVID. So our pledge is simple, as the people, as your servants, and those in charge of ensuring that we implement the manifesto, is to pledge on behalf of everyone that whatever little we get, we shall put it on good use. But as a city, we need an affirmative action. That's why we are coming up with the GKMA, Urban Development Program, to supplement on the effort of the city. True, Mr. Director, as I wind up so that I call my team, the challenge of politicization is there. But sometimes you feel like if you are given a responsibility, you also devise means of resistance. And given some of us, we are products of resistance. So you somehow resist. You ignore and move forward. You also close your ears and you avoid the negativity in order to move forward. Because if you spend a lot of time listening and paying attention to negativity, we may not go. We want to walk. We shall not always stop to respond and then react to barking dogs. We need to move forward. That is the quote we are now developing, like science say, a resistant quote to this drug of anti-development. So at least I'm happy, my team, we've resisted, and now we are putting up anti-resistant quote so that we move forward. Like I said, the waste management, the revenue issues, the sources, and so on, the executive director, I think, is going to elaborate on this. And then the traffic congestion, indeed, we somehow confined ourselves to the manifesto, but there are so many programs gradually so that we can address. And indeed, maybe, in the future, we may think of coming up with a decongestion fee, just like it's done in London. Most of you travel to London, you know. So that those who are bringing in vehicles, you pay a fee, and then you are given a reward for using public systems. But of course, that one can only come when we are done. Put in place the public systems, then start enforcing. That's why we are trying to put up a carrot and a stick, and then we address. And also, as I conclude, in conclusion, the issue of land. Indeed, one of the problems and one of the issues which delay all the good projects like the drainage system, the RVG drainage system, which was supposed to be even completed in the first 2 years of this manifesto, cannot be completed because we are short of 900 kilometers on the 2.5 kilometers. Reason, land question. The road we talked about, Kanyanya Church Road, it's a very beautiful road with a walkway. You reach somewhere, one lady refused. So people come, walk, then you go back to the road, fight with borders and motorists, then after her land 550 by 100, after the 50 meters of it, then you go back. Because people have got a right to. So, as we strive to upgrade roads, to modernize the city, to what all of us we desire to see, we need to sit back and reflect on this, especially the issue of land question, which we call the right-of-way acquisition. We don't need a lot out of your land. We only need a meter, 3 feet, just a meter, so that we can provide a walkway. And this is intended for what my brother Tim is talking about, the MT, then the pollution, and so on. Because once you provide spaces for someone to walk, he may be inspired to even leave his vehicle at home. And after all, I have only a kilometer. One, you achieve two things. You've avoided pollution, at the same time, you've done exercise. You rush to work, you come back. Every day you record in your records, health records, at least I walk 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers to work, back and forth. Everyone would wish that. But we still have that question, which is a very big question to address, and it is somehow a tin of worm. We do not need to open it easier, but I also need to gratitude and thank the people of Kampala. In all these investments we've done, most of them, let me say 80% or 90%, people have given us their land willingly. And they say it's okay, a 1 meter, do your road, do the road. And eventually, and in return, they have appreciated, because once there is that development, once a road is upgraded, they have seen a lot of changes, especially those with apartments along these unpaved roads. People have taken over their apartments. No, they have changed. Income streams have changed because of that. So I wish to thank you and appreciate you for the good gesture. The people of that road, Lukoma, Zadoch, 3-point-something kilometers. They had done up to 2 kilometers. Until we went there, all of them, they realized the need to have a road. And they have willingly given a space. So all we need from you is just 1 meter. And to those with your fences, wall fences, we replace them. But we may not have a lot of money to pay. That's why you blame my team for high costs. Because even the money used for compensation for acquisition of right-of-way is computed back to a kilometer of road, isn't it? And people say the road is expensive. Yes, it will be expensive. If I spend 10 billion paying for a 1 kilometer, and yet a kilometer is at maybe 4 billion, of course now the total unit will come to 14 billion. And you want me to explain that? Huh? So we need to choose between the two. Can we have a cake or can we eat it? If we look at the benefits of having a road, can you forego? And then we say, please, we appreciate. One, that money will be little because it will be at around 4 billion, and out of 10 billion, I'll be able to construct more 2 kilometers. And you know the city roads are not all that legs, they're not like a 10-20 kilometers. So we'll be able to construct another road, other than spending all the 10 billion on this one, in terms of like a software. Then again we start blaming my team that we've inflated the costs. I'm not defending anybody, but at least it hurts me because that is the reality. And nobody can speak the reality apart from me. At least I tell you, yes, that money went into compensation, this one went into this, then the actual investment is 3 billion. Can we talk about this? Then they tell you, no, even that money went into provision of this road. So the land issue is very complicated and it's very key to address this matter. If Ugandans can come up and we become patriotic enough, just patriotic for once, and we all resist these temptations and say, we want our city. You, Dorothy, give us our city properly. Give her resources. She will give you the best city you want in the smart kind of form you all need. So at this juncture, allow me to call the executive director, respond to some aspects. Then we have also specific directors, especially the one who is dealing in public health, who will give us enough information on garbage, and maybe the director engineering is around if there's anything on the road, and we move forward. I thank you.
I thank you, Honorable Minister, and I thank you, Chairman Manifesto Week. I'll definitely call up the Director Public Health, Dr. Kello, the Director Revenue Collection, Mr. Noel, and the Director Engineering, Mr. Justus Akankwasa. But let me start with an overview. Please come so that we redeem the time. Let me start with an overview about what KCCA does, and in particular, the contract that we are referring to in this season. Most of the issues that we have addressed are to do with infrastructure development. That is the roads, the drainages, street lighting, the markets, and decongesting the city. These are the key things that we have that are addressed in the manifesto to be delivered by KCCA. And what's the goal? The goal is to increase productivity. As you know, right now, 64% of the gross domestic product is produced here in Kampala City. And 75% of the total tax revenue for the nation is collected around the Kampala City. We have made a case saying if infrastructure development, if roads are improved, if all the infrastructure is improved, we can collect more revenue in the city than we are already collecting right now. And a question came that how much, what has caused the rise in the revenue collection. I'll request the Director of Revenue Collection to answer that specifically, because we think that we are closing the gaps that are enabling us to increase our revenue collection. There is a question on how has the politics affected our service delivery as KCCA. The politics definitely affects service delivery in KCCA. As you know, we are a big team of leadership. There are 2 ministers appointed by central government. We have 10 members of parliament, 9 constituencies and 1 woman constituency. We have the Lord Mayor and 5 mayors around the city and their deputies. We have the RCC with 5 deputies, and then we have 12 directors at City Hall and deputies. We have central executive committees, city executive committees, which are the cabinets of the mayors. So that whole body, plus the 461 councillors, are the political body that is talking about decision-making process of the city. And whether you like it or not, there will be push and shove when you have a body which is diverse, and we are all looking at one resource envelope. But I must say, the recent creation of the Roads Committee under the Uganda Road Fund to oversee what we receive in the resource envelope to maintain roads has enabled us to create a forum where we can talk together about what is available for the infrastructure development, what is available in particular for the maintenance of roads, and what is the priority of these roads. So we are talking, somebody asked, why are there so many potholes? We are not denying the fact there are potholes, but what does the resource envelope allow us to address at this time? The Roads Committee is a group that is composed of the mayors, the town clerks, the members of parliament, the directors, the engineering team from the different divisions, This enables us to bring both the technical and the politics into one room to say there are 13,000 potholes, meters of potholes. How many can we address with the resource envelope that we have? Does politics affect service delivery? There is no doubt. The answer is yes. But the question is, what is KCCA doing to address this so that we can have better service delivery in the city? And I'm saying that we are addressing it. Secondly, maybe let me just give an overview in terms of planning, how we plan for the city. We have 5 divisions: Kawempe, Rubaga, Machindye, Nakawa, and the Central Division. Each of these divisions have a town clerk, and each town clerk has a technical team that takes care of that division. So this is the way we spread out our manpower to enable us to do the cleaning, do the roads, do all these things that affect the well-being of the city. So there are certain questions which are handled at division level, and especially the question of how do we clean the city, which the Director of Public Health is going to talk about. I think let me stop with that overview and allow my colleagues to answer specifically. Let's start with the revenue collection, and then we shall go to engineering.
Thank you very much, Madam Edie. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Thank you very much, my friend, the Director Manifesto Implementation. We have known each other for quite some bit of time. Okay. Thank you very much, Edie, for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank New Vision, first of all, for the kind observation about the increasing revenue trends. Your question was, how have we been able to achieve this amidst the challenges that we have been facing? Indeed, that's a pertinent question. The increase in revenue collection which we have registered has actually largely has arisen basically from improvement in revenue administration efficiencies. What do I mean by this? There has not been any change in any of the tax rates ever since we took over as KCCA. And so one would have imagined that probably then the revenue should have gone down. Actually, like you have already heard from the Honorable Minister, we have actually also lost some revenue sources such as the outdoor advertisement fees. We are also not collecting market rent today. But despite the loss of those revenue sources and the fact that there has not been any increase in any tax rate, actually there has been a decrease. Because in the case of property rates, which is our main source of revenue, we used to collect at a rate of 6% in respect of all the properties located within the city. But about 3 years back, the council, exercising its mandate, actually reduced the rate to 4% in respect of properties with rateable values below 5 million. Despite all that, we have been able to register the increase in revenue collection that the Honorable Minister has shared with us. And of course, just for purposes of illustration, in 2013, that's when effectively we were taking over as KCCA, we collected 55 billion. Last financial year, like the Honorable Minister has indicated, we collected 93, despite the fact that we have lost some revenue sources and actually tax rates have gone down. This year, we are scheduled, and I want to assure you, Mr. Bashasha, that we will hit and that we will hit the 100 billion mark this year. What have we done? For the first time ever, what have we done? We have just largely improved the revenue administration efficiencies. And I will just highlight a few in the interest of time. Which administration efficiencies have we improved? As we speak today, almost all the revenue administration processes have been automated. And this is very critical because it has improved the turnaround time in the way we render our revenue administration services, but also the aspect of the fact that today we are not allowing any of our staff to touch any money during the revenue collection process. All the money is collected through banks, so no staff touches. And when I stress that, I think you can understand. That is one way of minimizing revenue administration leakages, which were hitherto characteristic of the manual processes and the processes where we were collecting this revenue in cash form. But I will also just mention just 2 or 3 other revenue administration efficiencies that we're talking about. Currently, the main source of revenue, and I think you also alluded to that, you wanted to see the structure, but the structure was shared. But the main contributor to our revenue is the property rates. Actually, this year, it is almost set to contribute about 50% of all the revenue that is collected. When we came in, we found a KCCA where they were relying on outdated values to collect property rates. And of course, the values, like I think my ED already earlier on explained, have a direct bearing on how much you are going to realize from property rates. And immediately we embarked on the task of continuous revision of these values to match the current market trends, because the value has a direct bearing with the rent that is realized from the properties. So as we speak today, we are collecting property rates basing on updated values. And I think that's very important. Actually, as we speak right now, we are embarking on revaluation of properties in 3 divisions. That is Makindye, Rubaga, and Kawempe. We have just completed one for Central and Nakawa. And we have been doing this now more regularly. The third one, and which I wanted also to point out, is the aspect of improved taxpayer compliance. And this one we have been able to achieve mainly because of the improvement in the revenue public awareness campaigns. We are undertaking these ones extensively. We actually have a full unit that is in charge of this. And I think people are now more aware of what their responsibilities are in as far as contributing towards the service delivery in this city is concerned. Maybe just 2 others in the interest of time, since we don't have enough. That is to do with the sharing of information with other government entities like URA. We have entered into strategic relationships with the Uganda Revenue Authority, and we share data because they are in the same business as we are. And that data has helped us to expand the revenue base. If I had time, I would have expounded more on that, but since I don't, then maybe finally, I would talk about the aspect of the strengthened revenue audits, which continuously are keeping taxpayers and also staff themselves to find out where the revenue leakages are so that we are able to seal them on time. But also the aspect of the fact that we have strengthened our revenue enforcement arm, which is always going out there to deal with those taxpayers who are not promptly discharging the obligation. Of course, not to forget the aspect of enhancing staff competences, because if staff do not understand what they are supposed to do, in as far as revenue administration is concerned, that would be a potential area of revenue leakage. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Thank you, Director. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Noweri, our Director, Revenue Collection. There is a question that you asked, Chair, about whether we spend at source. All the money that we collect goes to the consolidated fund, and then consolidated fund, the Ministry of Finance gives us some of it, not all of it. Is it all of it? Okay. So now let's move on to engineering. Engineer Justice Akankwasa.
Thank you, ED, Honorable Minister, and Chairman Manifesto Week, and the press. I want to assure the people of Kampala that with respect to infrastructure, Kampala Capital City Authority has 3 big plans. Number one, we have the Greater Kampala Multimodal Transport Master Plan. It's very clear, it was well laid down, and we know where we want to go, given the resources. Number two, we have the Kampala Drainage Master Plan, which was formulated in 2017. And that's where we are now using that to develop the drainage channels we are developing with the available resources. So there is a plan. We know where we are going to solve the problem. Number three, we have the Kampala Street Lighting Master Plan. And Chairman Manifesto, that's where you came in when you said the city is dark. We have that master plan, and the Honorable Minister alluded to the fact that we already know the number of lights we need, around 40,000, and given the resources, we'll definitely expand. Currently, we are around 5,500 lights in place, so we still need more resources to expand on that. And with respect to the drainage, we are moving forward. For example, as you know, you used to hear of Bwaise as a habitual flooding problem for a long time. But the government invested in funds to do the Rubigi Channel, the Nakabinora Channel, and now when you go to the people of Bwaise, I think they are living well. So we are moving forward. The Nagokorongo Channel is already designed, and we are just waiting for resources to fix it. So that is on flooding and the darkness in the city. One mentioned about the NMT, the non-motorized transport corridors. What we did along the Ruhum Street was a pilot, but the plan covers a bigger area in the city. And I think, by the way, when we were starting, there was a lot of resistance. But now when you go downtown, the people have appreciated that stretch, the purpose of the NMT. It is making the city livable, and businesses have benefited because people are walking and buying. So we intend, given the resources, to improve it. There is already a plan to move it towards the railway line, to move it towards the Bank of Uganda, up going towards Nakasero. So there is already a plan which is in place. That's as far as NMT is concerned. And lastly, with regard to potholes, I think the media, you should also report on what we have started to do. I don't know why you are silent. There is a lot of activity taking place in the city, sealing potholes. But none of you have reported it. I don't know why, but someone said when a dog bites a man, it's not news, but when a man bites a dog, it's big news. But help us, we are together in this. Let's report on what we are doing. And the program is on. We had given ourselves 45 days to make a big change. We are just halfway, and time is ticking, and we are on schedule. We are going to ensure that these potholes are sealed because resources came. Once resources are released, definitely we deliver. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Justice Akankwasa, Director Engineering. Just one more little detail on the NMT and our Kampala Capital City Reconstruction Project. We have 109 kilometers of NMT walkways around the whole city when it is completely unpacked. Also, regarding the potholes, we are using division teams. So every division is busy covering the potholes And that's the aspect of our road works which is called maintenance. So in every division, if you need more information, you just go to the town clerk. You can get all the details regarding the covering of potholes in that division. Now let's finalize with the Director of Public Health, Dr. Kello, to talk about cleaning and the skips.
Thank you, Edie, and Honorable Minister and the Chair of the Manifesto Committee. About cleaning, it was Sarah from UPC. You asked about the littering, and let me just give a background. One of the things that you know is absolutely due to human nature is actually garbage. Because when I walked in, I saw bottles of mineral water here. And many of us are going to drink the mineral water. We are going to leave our bottles and go away. And that in most cases is a typical mindset. You do not care where this is actually going to end up. And that's what I always say. Another thing about garbage, it's a product of consumption. The more you consume, the more garbage you will tend to produce. So what are we doing about garbage? One of the things is what I've just been saying, the realization that it is us who generate the garbage. And we are trying to get away from the aspect of saying that garbage is for KCCA, let KCCA come and pick. If you have that attitude, I think many of us go to use the toilet, not so. When you walk in, you pray and hope it is clean. Now, if all of us used it and did not care about the next person, I think there would be a riot in every place that we went. So that is how you treat garbage. Now the next is about, you talked about recycling. They are usually the threes: reuse, reduce, and recycle. And they are usually in order. The first thing is, let us reuse. And I'll give the example of the mineral water bottles. If each of us here came with a flask and there was a dispenser by the corner, we would not have as much plastic here. So that would be reducing. But the other thing is, would also be reusing, because that same plastic, that same flask, you will be able to reduce. But if it is a way that you can recycle it after a while, that would actually be better. So as a city, one of the things we're encouraging people is actually, apart from the three, we're even saying, let us add 2 more. And what we want to add is refuse. I see many people at the supermarket tills. You're buying, You're buying a bottle of mineral water, but they also give you a Kavera, and you say, it's okay, let me put 1 bottle of water in a Kavera. You can actually refuse and say, no, I don't need it. I'll just carry the bottle, and after a while, I'll dump it somewhere else. The other one you want to use is also what we will say, you repurpose. I think you've seen people using plastics for many different things. But you can also, people have used bottles for decoration, plastics for quite a number of things. So that is where we want people to move, is that garbage is a part and parcel of living, but we have to manage it such that environments can be safe. About the skips, as I think I heard you talking about the skips, skips are just one of the methods through which we'll be able to collect garbage, but depending on how people are educated to use the skips, they may either be useful for what we are doing, or they may not actually be useful. I went to one community where people were dumping garbage by the side, and they told me, when we send children, they are not able to reach to the what? To the other end. So I asked them, why don't you move with the child? Such that from then on, it is the adult then be showing the child that, you know what, this is how you dump garbage. With time, the child will be able to learn how to do that. But all we are saying is that as part of the executive order, we are going to be able to put skips in certain societic areas such that we can improve on garbage collection. But we have also bought 10 garbage trucks. Each of them is about 17.5 tons, and we are going to buy more. So we are replacing the fleet such that there is ease of collection. The other is about the cleaning of the roadsides. I think it was Innocent. We talked about cleaning of the roads. The grass is overgrown. yes, we are actually on it. We are clearing the majority of these areas, but also for those residences which have a frontage as part of that, it's also a responsibility to be able to clean part of that frontage in order to keep it well kept. I thank some who are doing it. Those who are not, you should also be able to do that. NEMA, do you collaborate with NEMA? Yes, we do. We do collaborate with NEMA. It is a lead agency on it's the lead agency on environment. Then it works with all the other lead agencies at a lower level, and KCCA is one of them. For EIS, we'll give comments whether development has to go on or not, but also among many other things, we actually do collaborate with them. I think Edie, those were the questions that were due to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Kello. With regard to NEMA, just one addition. We have a building, the one which gives permits is called what? The committee? Yes. The physical planning committee does not give out permits until they have the NEMA certificate. So we work together. We work together. We are not apart from each other. I think the Honourable Minister has effectively handled the issue of inadequate funding and all the other issues. I don't know whether you talked about air pollution. Can you say something? Let the director say something about air pollution.
Yes, last week we had what we call air quality week. And one of the effects of air pollution is that it causes premature deaths. In Uganda, we lose about 28,000 people per year due to premature deaths, and they have been attributed to poor air quality. Do you know how many people we have lost due to HIV in a year? They're actually 25,000. So more people are dying due to the effects of air pollution. And what is this? One, you're burning your garbage. Two, probably the cars that we are using are very old and they're allowed to be imported. Three, it's about what comes out of part of the industry. So one of the things we're actually doing as KCCA is what you say, the LMT. If you can walk, walk it. That does two things. One, you're actually reducing on your chances of having uncommunicable disease. So even the roads that are being done are done with the mindset that it's important that when the doctor tells you that you're overweight, to go and walk, you have somewhere where you can walk, and those are why we are having those walkways. So the issue of air quality, it is something that you may not see. By the time you see it, it is too late, because if I asked you what's the air quality in this room, none of you would be able to tell me. So, but as KCCA, we are trying to ease that. We have 25 air quality monitors in the city, with our partners that have about another 70. So at every one time, there are about 100 air quality monitors in the city. You can go to our website, and you'll be able in real time to tell the air quality in some of these areas. But as I said again, let's stop burning our garbage because that's one of the major causes. The other ones are things that as KCCA we can be able to resolve. The director engineering has talked about paving the roads. So as we continue paving the roads, the issue of dust will go away, and that will also be able to improve the air quality in the city. Thank you very much.
I thank you, Honourable Minister. I thank you, Chair. Okay. Thank you, team.
A big applause to the team. Thank you, Honourable Minister. Thank you, ED and your team, for updating the country on how far the city and the ministry.
Just if Honourable Minister and Madam ED can brief us in Uganda for just 2 minutes.
Okay. Honourable Minister, you seem to be coming to the end of this session, but some members of the media, since they are partners in this and we want this message to go to the farthest extent possible, we are requesting you and ED to have a version of Uganda in summary, so that we are able to make sure our citizens and be able to pick the message properly. Then after that, We will request you to have a photo session with you and your team, and then we let you free. Thank you.
Tubaniriza nnyo era tubeebaza olw'okujja nga tuli mu bijaguzo bino oba mu bikujjuko ebyokulaga bye tukozeewo n'engeri gye tutambuddemu mu myaka gino ebiri sofa mu kisanja kino ekibiina kyaffe oba gavumenti yaffe eri mu buyinza eya NRM. Olwaliro nga ffe abalina obuvunaanyizibwa obw'ekibuga tuzze tulambike biki ebituukiddwako na biki bye tugenda okukola awamu n'okusoomoozebwa okw'enjawulo kwe tusanze mu nteekateeka mu ebyo ebyatulambikibwa okukola nawa we tusuuse. Ekitongole kyaffe ye Ministry etwala ekibuga ekikulu eky'eggwanga awamu n'emiriraano, nga mu kyo mu miriraano omwo mwe muli disitulikiti ey'e Wakiso, ey'Empigi awamu ne Mukono, okwo kwogatta municipality oba ebitundu ebyenjawulo nga Mukono, Nansana, Kira, Makindye, Ssaabagabo n'Entebbe. Nga Ministry yaweebwa obuvunaanyizibwa okujja n'enteekateeka ey'okulaba nti ekitundu kino kyonna Kampala n'emiriraano kiweebwayo oba kifiibwako mu nkola ey'enjawulo okulaba nti tukwata ku ebyo ebisoomooza, nga mu bisoomooza mwe muli eby'entambula, eby'obutonde bw'ensi awamu n'emirimu, ate nga bwe mumanyi ekibuga kyaffe kibuga kya byabulambuzi n'okutumbula ebyobulambuzi ate n'empeereza y'emirimu. Bwe tutuukidde nno wano nga bintu bingi ebikoleddwa, nga mu byo mwe muli okukola enteekateeka nnamutayika oba pulaani egenda okugoberera nga tutambuza ekibuga kyaffe oba n'ebitundu ebyetoolodde ekibuga. Ng'era enteekateeka eyo ejja kutunulira nnyo ku bintu eby'amayumba, eby'entambula, eby'obutonde bw'ensi omuli ebisenyi awamu n'emigga, ebikozesebwa ng'amazzi, ate n'engeri gye tugiramu kasasiro waffe.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
Get away with MTN Momo Advance. Momo Advance tops up your Momo to complete your transactions. Dial *165*5*3# to apply. MTN Momo Advance is always available when you need it.
A logical, deeper conversation.
How many teachers in Uganda did you consult? But there's a mistake we are making.
Which is good?
Which is good?
Which is good?
Which is good? We went to this school, we ran it to Western, we ran it to Northern, we ran, then you come.
Isn't that an achievement?
Objective and non-partisan.
Honorable Minister, there were a number of points. I want to start with you.
Straight from the hearts of open-minded men and women.
Money tends to move faster at night.
So when
people are not counting,
don't take it for granted.
Candid and authentic.
Because Uganda is not Thailand.
That's not correct, and we should stop that kind of mentality. So what I'm saying
that's
is
a trick question. Don't answer.
I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that.
Tell him you speak Luo.
I think that's where we are beginning to have a problem.
I think what is going to kill the parish model are all the misconceptions on how it's supposed to run.
I know that the Prime Minister is listening.
Behind the headlines.
Charles, let us agree. We liberalized the economy.
We are several nations put together.
Why don't you appreciate that?
What if it fails? I'm happy and he's a good lawyer because Amin is not in power.
The parish development committee is functional. It is there. That there is a parish chief that the beneficiary is doing.
So we look at expenditure. We don't look at revenue. And that is the challenge we are giving them from Minister of Finance.
Your fountain of new knowledge, flowing into the mass body of knowledge.
First get the knowledge of Bukedia, how they want to be modernized.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
You return money to the treasury, which is meant for the people.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Did you know that our #1 value as a nation is to respect and protect the environment? With the current population increase of Uganda and industrialization, this has increased pressure on the natural resources, resulting into environmental degradation and global warming. Developing countries like Uganda could face 80% of the global climate change effects by the year 2030 if no action is taken. Join us here on UBC TV, Inspiring Uganda, on our Eco Plus program, where we bring you an in-depth analysis of issues that are disastrous to our environment. Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. only on your loved station, the National Broadcaster. UBC is the National Public Broadcaster. We educate, inform, entertain and inspire our audiences. You can watch us on free-to-air channel 001, DSTV channel 282, GoTV channel 371, Star Times channel 201, Zuku TV channel 20, and Azam TV channel 350. Even when your subscription expires, you can still watch UBC for free on your pay TV platforms.
Figaro, son qua, Figaro, son qua, Figaro qua, Figaro là, Figaro qua, Figaro là, Figaro su, Figaro giù, Figaro su, Figaro giù, pronto prontissimo, son come il fulmine, sono il factotum della città, della città, della città, della città, della città. Bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo, bravo Figaro, bravo bravissimo. A te fortuna, a te fortuna, a te fortuna non mancherà. La 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 la. A te fortuna, a te fortuna, a te fortuna non mancherà. Sono il factotum della città, sono il factotum della città, della città, della città, della città.
Salutations, snack.
Yipe. On second thought.
Yay!
911! 911! Police! Civic authorities! ASPCA! ASAP! Murder! Betrayal! Kidnapped! No! Burnapped!
A cup of garlic. A twist of parakeet. Eat your heart out, Julia child.
Excuse me, but isn't it customary for the jailbird to get one telephone call?
In your case, I think not. Afternoon snacks have very few civil liberties. But I'm not wholly without art. How about a nice, soothing cigarette?
I will not do this. I cannot. Oh, what a foul way for a bird to die. And don't want to get big cancer. No, my lungs are blackened.
Here we go again. Cut. Roll it back. What are you doing? Daniel, that line is not in the script. Why did you add it?
Well, I thought I should comment on the situation.
What situation?
The fact that Pudgy the parrot has a cigarette shoved into his mouth is morally irresponsible.
This is a cartoon, okay? This is not a friggin' Oprah Winfrey special.
Lou, millions of kids see this cartoon. It's like sending each one of them a packet of cigarettes and saying, light up.
You can't put words in Pudgy's mouth if his mouth isn't moving.
What's voiceover? It's an interior monologue. Maybe even the voice of God. That's even better. Stella und Pudgy, there and smoke.
Actors.
What? Well, let's ask the technicians. Do you think it's morally right to promote smoking to the youth of America? They're biased. That's a mistrial.
Daniel, listen to me. This session is costing the studio thousands of dollars. Now, if you want a paycheck, you stick to the script. If you want to play Gandhi, then do it on somebody else's time.
And then I've got to do what I've got to do.
That's very funny. Where the hell are you going? Hey, listen, buddy, I'll tell you something. If you leave, you're not coming back in. I'm not taking any crap from you, pal.
Well, in the words of Porky Pig,
Piss off, Lou.
That history test.
Don't ask.
Did you have fun in school?
I painted a picture.
Oh, yeah?
Of a rainbow.
Dad?
Dad? Daddy! Daddy!
Oh, thanks.
I thought you couldn't pick us up.
well, I got off early.
You mean you got fired?
No, I quit. For reasons of conscience.
Actors.
Hey, dude. Congratulations on your 12th birthday. All right. Got a surprise for you.
Stripper?
Ooh, please.
2 strippers?
Ah, boy.
Party?
Yes!
No.
Yes.
No parties. Mom said you couldn't have one because of your report card.
Mom's not going to be home for another 4 hours, is she?
Prepare yourself for the wild kingdom. Hmm? Coming up toward the very end now. Here she goes up the very end. And she wins that race. Come on off now. Here we go. Oh! You want to feed him?
See if this guy will. What's up? Oh, sorry.
Gregory Henderson and Hillard.
Miranda Hillard, please.
I know what you're going for with these murals, but perhaps if they weren't so large. And let's do steel windows, not wood. Eliminate the oriental rug. Let's try an aubergine carpet, more pink than red.
I like that.
idea.
Union Square Inn. This is better. More arts and crafts, a Dirk Van Erp lamp, a Stickley chair. Don't be seduced by chintz.
Excuse me, Miranda, can I speak to you for a couple of minutes?
Yes, excuse me.
I just got off the phone with a Stuart Dunmeyer.
Stuart Dunmeyer?
He said you were acquaintances.
Stuart Dunmeyer?
Yeah, he's putting millions of dollars into restoring that old Wellman mansion up on Nob Hill. He wants to make it into a $500 a night B&B.
I read about it. He's been doing very well.
That's him. And he specifically asked for you, Miranda.
He did?
So I told him you'd get in touch with him first thing tomorrow.
Yes, I will.
Miss Hillard, the operator has a Gloria Cheney on hold. She says it's an emergency.
Excuse me. Gloria?
Your residence, ma'am?
Yes. Sorry to say it is.
Are you aware that it's illegal to possess animals of a barnyard nature in a residential area, ma'am?
What if you're married to one?
We're also responding to a noise ordinance violation.
Believe me, I'm going to respond myself. I'm awfully sorry about this. I'll get back. You ate my begonias! Good. Get out of my way.
I can't make it down. So get out your seat and jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Jump,
What's up? You're home early, girlfriend. Having a birthday in the house.
What the hell is going on around here?
Don't get mad, honey. Listen, you're home a little early. I was gonna have everything cleaned up before you got home. Honey, what are you looking for? Honey, I'd be careful. That pony had a lot of water. Party's over. Oh, that's great. She called you and you bust the birthday party. That's great.
Don't you dare make me out to be the monster here, Daniel. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
You have all the fun and I get whatever's left over.
Oh, you chose the career, Miss.
I have no choices here, Daniel. I have no choices. Even when I try to do something fun, you have to do it 10 times bigger. I bring home a birthday cake and a few gifts. You bring home the goddamn San Diego Zoo and I have to clean up after.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's not toxic waste. It's a few party plates,
Why
huh?
am I the only one that feels there has to be rules?
Oh.
Why do you always make me out to be the heavy?
Oh, I don't make you out to be anything. You do it yourself, quite naturally,
You set
Miranda.
me up, Daniel, every time.
Oh, I
You're
don't
the
set
bad
you.
guy.
Oh, lighten up, will you? Just realize you're spending too much time with those corporate clones you used to despise.
I spend too much time with you, Daniel. It's over. It's over.
Come on, Miranda. Listen, we've got problems, but who doesn't? We can work them out. What are you talking about? It's over.
We've been trying to work them out for 14 years.
Come on, please. Listen, maybe we need some help, okay? Maybe we can go to a family therapist. They'll help us through this together.
It's too late for that.
Well, let's take a vacation together with the kids. As a family, get you away from work. You're a different person. You really are. You're great.
Oh, Daniel, our problems would be waiting for us right here when we got back.
We'll move. And hopefully our problems won't follow us.
Daniel, please don't joke.
Okay?
We've just grown apart. We're different. We have nothing in common.
Oh, sure we do. We love each other. Come on, man. We love each other. Don't we?
I want a divorce.
We can't. We're family. You know?
I'm so sorry.
Ma, he told me all about it. Yeah, Ma, I heard. Well, yeah, he's here.
No.
Ma, he's not really in the mood to talk. Well, yeah, depressed, you know. I mean, his marriage is ending.
My marriage is not ending. It's just on hiatus.
Ma, I think he's in a little bit of denial. No, we're taking good care of your little boy. Don't worry, Mom.
Hi, Evelyn. Thanks for the jam.
She says you're welcome. Oh, I don't know. That beige concealer, do you know when we get more of it?
Next week.
You hear that, Ma? Next week. Wait, hang on. Enough already. It's a man.
How would you know?
Bitch. No, Ma, not you. I was talking about the dog. Ma, listen, we got people waiting for us on the set. Oh, yeah, it's a busy life, Ma. Places to go, faces to paint. Yeah, I'll tell him, Ma. Don't worry, I'll tell him. Yeah, hold on, Ma. She wants to know if you want to come stay with her.
No way.
He says he'll think about it, Ma. I will. All right, I love you too. Bye, Ma. Hey, listen, you know you can always stay with us just as long as you want.
Thank you. But I'm okay, really. I mean, this is just a temporary thing. I know Miranda. It's gonna blow over.
Mr. and Mrs. Hillard, although these custody proceedings have always tended to favor the mother, we also realize, perhaps now more than ever, that it is not in a child's best interest to deprive him or her of an obviously loving father. However, since at the present time Mr. Hillard has no place to live and no employment, it is the court's ruling to award sole custody to Mrs. Hillard.
Congratulations. No.
Mr. Hillard will have visitation rights every Saturday.
Can't you do something? He's already made his decision.
Or isn't it traditional system like I object or something? Your Honor, please. I mean, every Saturday, that's 1 day a week. That's not enough. I have to be with my children. It's not a question, really. I mean, I have to be with them, sir, please. I know it seems like a lot, but for me, it's not enough, really. I've been away from them for more than 1 day since the day they were born.
Mr. Hillard, I would like to add that this ruling is only temporary.
Oh, good.
I will assign a court liaison to oversee your case, and there will be a continuance of these proceedings in 90 days. I'm giving you 3 months, Mr. Hillard.
Thank you.
3 months in which to get a job, keep it, and create a suitable home. If this proves to be a possibility for you, I will consider a joint custody arrangement when we reconvene. We're adjourned.
Well, it looks like there is a little light at the end of our tunnel, eh?
It's all messed up.
This is all my fault.
God, no. Why would you think that?
I should have never had a birthday, Dad. This never would have happened.
Yes, it would. It was an accident waiting to happen. Okay? You did nothing wrong. You got that? Hey, give me 5, Spoon. Hey. You're the man of the house now. Don't be messy. Here.
You can't go now.
You have to.
We're right in the middle of Charlotte's Web. Who's gonna finish it?
Well, Grandma will finish it for you.
She's not as good. She always skips parts, and she never does the voices. She smells funny, too.
That's the formaldehyde. That's why Granny's so well preserved. Hmm?
Hey, come here. Oh, hey, it's the same as always. We just have a really big backyard, okay?
I
love you. Okay. Miss you. Saturday comes real quick.
I miss you.
Ditto.
Thanks for the time, Warden.
As your court liaison, I will be looking at two things. Your living environment,
More like a habitat, really.
and I will be coming by on Monday and Friday evenings to inspect it.
Well, I'll put on a chicken.
And of course, there's always the job issue. This is the nearest employment office. I've taken the liberty of making an appointment for you.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, do you have any special skills?
Oh, yes. I do. I do voices.
What do you mean, you do voices?
Well, I do voices.
Yeah! We've come to this planet looking for intelligent life. Oops, we made a mistake.
We're happy to be in America. Don't ask for a green card.
I want you in the worst way.
Well, it's certainly a rough meeting, and it's not going very well for me, I'll tell you that. Hey, boss, give it a chance. She's going to loosen up any moment.
Look at me right now, Moneypenny. I want to undo that bow and get to know you.
I'm crazy to make a deal with you. Nancy and I are still looking for the other half of my head. Idiot! You're doing it. I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Don't make me smack you, sweetheart. I'll do it.
Figaro.
I do a great impression of a hot dog.
Mr. Hillard, do you consider yourself humorous?
I used to. There was a time when I found myself funny. But today, you have proven me wrong. Thank you. Listen, bottom line, I need to be with my children. And I'll do anything to do that. You just tell me what to do.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You Tony?
That's me.
Hi, I'm Daniel Hillard, the actor.
Follow me.
Oh, films. Will I be introducing these movies on air?
Not exactly.
What do I do?
Well, you take all these cans, you box them and you ship them. Then you box those cans over there, ship them. Then more of them will come in. You box those, you ship those. Any questions?
After you box them.
You ship them. Lots of luck, smartass.
I think I made a friend.
Miranda?
Stu.
Hello, Miranda. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Mr. Dunmire's come by to look over your sketches.
Let me show you to the conference room.
As you probably know, the estate was built in 1876. Now, these sketches are meant to reflect your desire to have it completely restored.
You look better than ever.
The lobby will resemble a music salon with a great deal of inspiration from the French Second Empire. I was thinking a 17th century grand piano,
You realize I've been following your career in the trades these past couple of years.
a tufted sofa, a Flemish tapestry, a brass-bound Regency-style table.
I'd love to get reacquainted. Catch up.
Mantel clocks. Fringed upholstered chairs, drapes, heavy drapes.
Can we talk over dinner, maybe?
Stuart, thank you. I'm at the beginning of a divorce. It just didn't work out.
Oh, Miranda, I'm sorry.
No, look, you don't have to say that.
No, really, I mean, I never held any grudges or anything. Well, I always hoped you'd find happiness.
God, that's so nice.
I mean, I was just worried about coming in here. I thought I might scare you off the project.
Oh, no, of course not. I'm a professional. I was flattered that you thought of me after all these years and everything.
Everything. Well, ancient history.
Yeah.
I'm late. I've got a meeting over at the bank.
Oh.
Okay, can we talk maybe later in the week?
Sure.
It's good to see you again.
Good, huh? I know the place doesn't look like much now, but it'll be okay. How do you like it?
Nice.
It's okay. Detestable.
Hey, just give me some time. I'm not too comfortable with this new lifestyle.
Neither are we.
I know it's hard, sweetie.
Can't you just tell Mom you're sorry?
Wish I could. You know, grown-up problems, they're a little more complicated, Nanny. How was the old battle axe? Your mom?
She's fine.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. I'd hate to think that she came down with amoebic dysentery or piles.
What's amoebic dysentery?
Oh, it's some kind of infection in your tummy where you get diarrhea forever.
Diarrhea forever?
It's enough.
And your body dries up and you die.
No.
You die?
You don't have to be so graphic with her.
I read about it in a science book.
Why would you want Mommy to die?
Oh, honey, I don't want Mommy to die.
And why did you say that?
Look, Dad, you're not trying very hard. We only get to come here once a week. That's not very much.
You're right. I'll try harder. Natty, I'll think good thoughts, okay?
Tell Mommy
I'll try. I really will.
and call her Princess.
Oh. Oh, yes. Yeah. And right now I feel like a toad, like... Daddy's a toad.
That's Mom.
No, it's not. Can't be. She's an hour early.
Come on, Nanny, we gotta go.
Okay.
No, come on. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down! You don't have to run off when she honks the horn. Come on, you're on my time now. You're my goddamn kids, too. Come on, hey. Hi.
Oh, Daniel. Charming.
Thank you, Miranda. I was going kind of for a refugee motif, you know, fleeing my homeland kind of thing. But look at you. This lovely dances with wolves motif. What's your Indian name? Shops with a fist?
Are my children ready yet?
No, our children are not ready yet because you are an hour early. And you were an hour late dropping them off.
Daniel, I'm really sorry, but I don't have time for this, all right? I have to go to the bank and the market. I have to drop something off at the newspaper office. I'm sorry.
Oh, you taking out one of those personal ads? It's DWF, seeks WWM with BMW into light B&D.
I'm placing an ad for a housekeeper.
Housekeeper? Why do you need a housekeeper?
I need someone to be there when the children get home from school. To clean, possibly start dinner.
How much are you going to pay this person?
$300 a week, is that all right?
May I see the ad? Miranda, just let me look at the ad. I have a right as their father, please.
Anything else you want to see?
Are you offering?
Not anymore.
What's the change?
You guys all right?
Yeah, Mommy, we're fine.
Oh,
Hey, Miranda, why don't you let me take care of the kids? I'll pick them up after school. They can be with me for a couple of hours, and then I'll drop them off at your house after work.
oh, Mom, that'd be great.
Please.
Look,
Oh,
the
yeah.
kids love it.
Mommy, please.
I'll think about it.
We're his goddamn kids, too.
Kids say the darndest things.
Thank you. Any other choice phrases you'd like to teach our 5-year-old Daniel? Oh, come on, everybody get their coats. Come on. Put them on and let's get out of here.
Okay, Mom. I would say go to the bathroom before we go, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Right? Hope you didn't eat much of that.
I like this crunchy.
Come on, don't forget anything. I don't want to come back.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
See you Saturday.
Goodbye, Father.
Bye, Dad.
Go, I see you.
To get my purse.
Yeah, really.
Hello? Are you calling in response to the ad? Tell me, who was your previous employer?
I was in a band, severe tire damage.
In a band?
I just want to know one thing. Are your kids well behaved? Or do they need like a few light slams every now and then?
I'll have to get back to you.
Wow.
Yeah, my name is Ilse Immelmann, and I want to know how many children do you have?
I have 2 girls and a boy.
Oh, a boy. I don't work with the males, because I used to be one.
Yikes. Hello?
Layla, get back in your cell. Don't make me get the hose.
Hello? I am Job.
Do you speak English?
I am Job.
I'm sorry, the position has been filled. Oh, what a nightmare.
Let's go in for the kill.
Hello?
Hello? I'm calling in regards to the ad I read in the paper.
Yes. Well, would you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Oh, certainly, dear. For the past 15 years, I have worked for the Smythe family of Elborn, England. That's Smythe, not Smith, dear. And for them, I did house cleaning, cooking, and took care of their 4 glorious children. Oh, I grew quite attached to them after 15 years, but they grew up, as children tend to do. Oh, but listen to me, I am going on when you should be telling me about your little ones.
Well, I have 2 girls.
Oh, 2 precious gems, no doubt the jewel of your eye.
And 1 boy.
Oh, the little prince, how wonderful.
I must tell you, there would be a little light cooking required.
Oh, I don't mind that, dear. I'd love some heavy cooking. But I do have one rule. They'll only eat good, nutritious food with me. And if there's any dispute about that, it's either good, wholesome food or empty tummies. That's my rule. I hope it's not too harsh for you, dear.
No. Would you mind coming on an interview, say, Monday night at 7:30?
Oh, I'd love to, dear.
Wonderful. I'm at 2640 Steiner Street.
Steiner. Oh, how lovely.
Could you tell me your name?
My name? I thought I gave it to you, dear.
No.
Oh. Doubtfire.
I beg your pardon?
Doubtfire, dear? Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, I look forward to meeting you.
Oh, lovely, dear. Me too.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. Showtime.
Daniel, hi.
Could you make me a woman?
Honey, I'm so happy. Oh, come here.
I knew you'd understand. Is this gonna hurt?
Don't whine, just relax.
Are you sure?
Just remember, pain is beauty. Okay, here we go. Take a deep breath. Instant eye lift.
Whoa.
And you'll never see the strings. They'll be under the wig.
The man has 5 o'clock shadow at 8:30 a.m. and you're worried about strings?
All right, we'll start with makeup.
I'm not gonna wax.
Don't worry. We'll just lightly sackle.